You're listening to Podketeers.
Welcome to episode 224 of Podketeers. This week, AJ and VJ are back and they fill us in on what's been happening with them, and they have some very special news to share. We talk about the recent Disney Parks blog event, plus we talk a little bit about the Captain Marvel trailer, and Disneyland is getting rid of places to sit. I know, weird. You can find out a little bit more about some of the things that we talk about in this episode over at podketeers.com/224. We'd love it if you join the conversation by leaving us a comment there or on any of our social networks. We are at Podketeers on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. Teamboat Willie is at it again, trying to do some good in this world. We are now trying to raise money to combat women's cancers, and we will be walking in City of Hope's Walk for Hope on Sunday, November 8th, 2018. We would love it if you joined us. You can join our team by heading over to teamboatwillie.com. It's super simple to remember because it's Steamboat Willie, but without the S. If you can't make it out, but you would still like to be a part of the team to help us raise some money, since there's no registration fee, every dollar that we raise will go to help fight cancer. If you would just like to make a donation, you'll also find a donation link on the Teamboat Willie page. Plus, we're going to be auctioning off several items to help us raise money. A special thanks goes out to our friends at Inspired on Main Apparel and a member of the FGP Squad, Jason, for sponsoring one of our upcoming auctions by providing us one of the new Poison Apple Cauldron popcorn buckets. Plus, the highest bidder will also get a shirt from the Inspired on Main collection as a thank you for your help. More info on this auction will be coming up very soon. Big thanks also goes out to our podcast, Fairy Godparents, because it's their support that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible through their generous contributions via Patreon. If you would like to become a Fairy Godparent, or as they like to call themselves, the FGP Squad, you can do so for as little as $1 a month, but for a contribution of at least $5, you also get the exclusive Fairy Godparent button as a thank you for your support. More information about how you can join the FGP Squad can be found over at podketeers.com/FGP. All right, it's time to get this thing started. So here we go. This is episode 224 of Podketeers.
Guess who's back? Back again.
VJ's back. And AJ.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. I mean, it was a weird cut in, but we made it happen.
We did.
Hashtag I'm hip.
We are back.
What's up, guys?
What is up?
What's new? What's happening?
Hello, everybody in Podketeers land.
You know, stuffs.
Stuff.
How's it going with you guys? I hear you have some stuff to tell us about your latest trip to Aulani, and just fill us in. We haven't heard from you guys in
It's
what's
been a
it been
while.
now? Weeks?
Yeah.
6 weeks maybe?
Yeah, it's
Really?
definitely been a while.
It seems like it's been a long time, but a lot has happened in a while. But it hasn't been a long time, if that makes any sense
Right?
at all.
It seems so weird. Well, fill us in. Tell us what's been going on in Disney for 2 World.
We got to move back into our house, which is great.
Woo!
We survived a hurricane.
Woo!
That happened. Yes.
We did, like you mentioned, we did go back to Aulani, and that was awesome. And we got to see Olu,
Yes.
the newest
friend of Duffy.
and
He's
so
super
cool.
cute.
He's so cool. And all the Japanese people love him too. All of them.
I've heard.
Yeah, it was like, remember that scene in, what was that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he has to get that one action figure?
Oh, I don't know,
Jingle
man.
All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
I
that what it
love
is?
that
I don't
movie.
know. I'm
Yes.
gonna pretend I knew
With
that too.
Sinbad.
Oh, it's Jingle All the Way. Yeah, I knew that.
With Sinbad.
It was basically like that.
That's
with
cool.
all of the Olu product. It was pretty nuts.
Interesting.
It was
What else
intense.
is going on? What's that? Can you stop blinding me with that shiny thing on
Yeah.
your finger? Yes, we are engaged.
Yes.
Woo! congratulations, guys.
Yeah, for
Thank
those of
you.
you who thought we were married, we're not. We just got engaged.
Not yet. That's so funny. Everyone's like, did I miss something? Because I thought you were already married.
No.
No.
Well, congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you very
happiness in the world of Podketeers. I love it. You guys are so cute together. I'm happy that you guys are taking that next step with each other. Although I thought you guys were already married too. I'm kidding. I knew that you guys weren't.
I was like, you should know.
Well, that's cool. You want to tell the story, or is that like one of those Easter eggs you'll tell way later on in the future?
We could give a quick little recap.
Little recap, yeah.
So before you tell everybody the story, I just want to let everybody know that if you guys are following Disney for Two on Instagram, you may have seen it in the Instagram stories, and it was kind of
That
adorable.
is very true.
So if you're not following them, at Disney for Two on Instagram. But VJ, take it away, man.
So basically, I popped the question at the Tam O'Shanter, which is one of Walt Disney's favorite restaurants that's near the studios. So we, on our first date, we were supposed to do something non-Disney. So we went to the Tam O'Shanter and sat at Walt's table.
Totally non-Disney.
So not Disney. Yep.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
So I decided I had so many different ideas on how to propose to her, but it ended up being at the Tam O'Shanter. We got to sit at Walt's table, and shout out to the employees at Tam O'Shanter for helping me pull this off. You guys are great. And also shout out to our friends and family who helped me surprise AJ because she had no idea what was going on. She kind of had an idea, but I was throwing her off so many different ways.
It worked. Like he didn't. Let me just like jump in real quick. I kept on saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna wear jeans. I'm gonna wear jeans," even though I had like the slightest feeling like I think tonight's gonna be the night. But I kept on saying I'm gonna wear jeans, and he had no reaction. I was like, "Oh, dang it! I'm trying to like see where the night's gonna go." Yeah,
you don't know how difficult it is to throw this one off.
Yeah,
like she is.
It's very hard to
straight
surprise
FBI,
me.
CIA, everything over here. Like she's like Kristen Bell.
Oh, Veronica Mars.
Veronica Mars?
Yeah.
I have never seen that.
AJ's like Veronica Mars over here. Like
I don't know what that is.
Shout out to K-Bell getting a reboot of Veronica Mars, by the way.
that's what I know, right? That's cool.
VJ's super excited about that.
Yes.
Yeah, not just VJ. This guy
Okay.
is too.
Hazen and VJ are
Kristen, if you
And I've
want to
never
come
seen
on
it.
the podcast and talk about the reboot of Veronica Mars, you are more than welcome to come on the podcast. I'm just throwing it out there. Hashtag Kristen Bell on Podketeers.
Can you describe it in like 5 words or less? What is Veronica Mars about?
Oh, in 5 words or less. She is a detective.
Boom.
Got
that
it.
help?
Okay.
There it is.
Got it. Is it on Netflix?
I don't think it is.
You know what? I don't know what they last did with it. I can watch it whenever I want because I'm one of those people that bought them on DVD when they were available. So I can kind of watch them whenever, and I do watch them a lot. But I'm excited to get it back. So anyway, back to the story. So Tam O'Shanter, you wanted to wear jeans because you were trying to get an idea, and VJ's like, wear whatever you want.
This
And you're
is
like,
true.
what?
Yeah. I was like, dang it. That doesn't help me.
So basically, we were supposed to have dinner with our two couple friends, Rosa and Rich from San Francisco, and Josh and Bree from San Diego.
Yeah.
So we were talking about like having dinner at Steakhouse 55, and I had to tell Bree and Josh like, hey, we're supposed to have dinner on Monday, but you guys have to say in our group chat on Saturday that you guys can't go because Josh his back has been hurting lately, so it was kind of like a just good excuse. So they text us saying, oh, we possibly can't go on Monday. So we're like, oh, okay, cool. We'll just have dinner with Rosa and Rich.
But I will say, the whole time that they said that they couldn't go, I even told VJ, I was like, I feel like we're still going to see them. I feel like it doesn't feel real. I kept on feeling like I was getting punked. Like, no, it's all gonna work out. Like, I feel like we're just gonna see him anyway.
Yeah.
And I get these weird premonitions sometimes, and
Like Raven.
Like
That
Raven,
was-
yeah.
without the weird,
Without the look.
awkward stare off into nothing.
Get him. Just imagine AJ just freezing, looking up into like blank space. AJ, what's going on? She's just sitting there.
Oh, snap.
You nasty. She remembered all the little things that she would say.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have premonitions sometimes. Anyway, go ahead.
So after she tells me this, I have to pour it on even more, saying, hey, you guys have to step it up because she's starting to think that you guys are going to come back. So then our other friends would have to fake that they were getting sick. So this whole thing is throw her off by like, oh, we're not having dinner with our friends anymore. So I'm just going to drive to LA and I'll just surprise her. So we get to Tam O'Shanter and it's not that busy at the restaurant. So I'm like, oh, can we, is there a table for two available? And I asked if Walt's table was available as well. And they're like, yeah, we could do that for you. And then AJ has to use the restroom. She's like, oh, we have Walt's table.
I said
Hint,
it just
hint.
like that too. I'm like, oh, Walt's table. Because I still thought it was going to happen. But what I was envisioning was if anyone was going to be there, they would already be in the room. And then I guess he would do it there. Like there's this big open area where Walt's table is. So that's what I thought was going to happen. When we walked in and we sat down and that didn't happen, that was when I started saying, okay, like I was totally off. This never happens, but I was totally wrong.
Yeah, because she's like, oh, we're going to get Walt's table? How special. I wonder why. And I'm like, babe, there's nobody in the restaurant. There was literally no tables were full, except for the one table right next to Walt's table. So it kind of threw me off. There's just this family just randomly right next to it. So I was like, for me to pop the question, if it was a full dining room, I wasn't nervous, but it was just weird because they kind of knew what was going to happen because our friends were over there talking about like what was, like, oh, he's going to propose and then we're going to come out and this and that.
Oh,
so they kind of had an idea what was going on. So, we sit down. She's like, oh, I guess it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like her family's in the room right next to us, and I could see cell phones and a flash going off, and I see people smiling, and I'm like, oh, please do not turn around, AJ. You'll see everything, So the plan was basically the server was going to come out. We were going to order drinks. And for some reason, she had a hard day at work, and I was like, okay, she's going to want a drink. And that was the plan for us to have drinks, and they were going to bring out a cupcake that we were going to celebrate our anniversary with. And
Which is in December, folks. Just saying.
Yeah, because we didn't celebrate our anniversary there like we normally do last December because we were in Walt Disney World and I was in Houston DJing and all that. Anyway, so try to throw her off, which it did. It threw her off because there's a sprinkle vegan cupcake, which is one of her favorites. And she's like, what is there?
With a candle.
Why is there a cupcake, So then that's when I got on one knee and then I'm starting to propose. And I ask her, like, will you marry me?
He's saying all these lovely things. And then I'm like, wait, what did you just say? And he's like, will you marry me? And I don't know. Like, I couldn't hear. I couldn't see anything around me. People say that you get tunnel vision when it happens. And I always thought, oh, that's such a lie. Like, I'm going to remember. Nope, it happened. You have it recorded. I totally did not hear anything. I was shocked because, like I said, up until that point, I was just like, it's not happening. It's not happening.
So it's funny. I'm like, will you marry me? She replies with, wait, what? I'm like, will you marry me? Are you for reals?
Yeah,
Will you marry me?
Threw her out so much. He's like, really?
Yeah.
She's like, "Is this?
Is
Are
this
you
for
serious?"
real? And he's like, this is
I'm
a
like,
real
"Hello,
ring. Like,
ring," and I'm like flashing it in front of her.
Like
And
McFly.
you know me, Hazen. I have a bad knee, so I was like, "Come on, man, my knee is starting to hurt. It's either now or never. Say you're gonna marry me."
you love me.
So she says yes, and then I finally announce it like she says yes, and then all her friends and family come out from that room and surprise her. So that was my biggest surprise because I figured she was gonna kind of know what was gonna happen, but I was hoping that she didn't know that the friends and family were gonna be there, which I surprised her with. So that was cool.
That
That's
is
true.
awesome.
So yeah,
So sweet. VJ tried so hard, and you succeeded.
Well done, dude.
He just wanted the best night. You're so sweet.
but I did tell her, I was like, I was planning. Maybe it's for a different podcast, but I was planning this big Back to the Future proposal for her that almost happened, but
Just gonna have to stay tuned on Podketeers.
Yeah.
Maybe VJ will share that story one day.
Yeah, it's a good
But
story.
no, I think it was supposed to happen this way, and I'm really thankful that it did because it was our first date place, and that place is really special to us. And if you ever get the chance to go, please check out the Tam O'Shanter #, not sponsored.
But we're open.
But we'll gladly take
I'll
the
take
sponsorship.
prime rib any day.
Or the chili.
They have great fruit. Yeah. They have great food, and just it's a really cool experience that you don't really get to have. You know what I mean? And sitting at Walt's table is just the icing on the sprinkles cupcake.
On the $9 sprinkles cupcake
Hey, it's worth every
from the ATM,
dollar.
from the cupcake ATM. I have a feeling that there's a person on the other side just like hand shifting a cupcake into that thing to make it look like it's dispensing one. But it's all manual. Like there's no mechanics
He's just
to
waiting.
it.
What are they gonna
Yeah,
order?
exactly.
What are they gonna order? Wait. And then he puts the wrong one. A hand reaches through to
You
grab
just see a
it
hand
back.
come through.
Sorry, that's the wrong one.
That's funny. Well, again, congratulations. I
Thank
love
you.
the
Thank
story.
you.
VJ had told me a couple of days before it happened and had asked us if we could be there, but unfortunately our work schedule and with our kids, we weren't able to actually make it out. So I'm sorry we weren't there, AJ, because
It's okay.
You guys were there in spirit.
we were there in
Yes.
spirit, but I mean, there was probably a reason why, like you said, there's a reason why it happened, because if it's all about family and having everybody there, I would have walked out with a guitar and I'd been like, Señoras y señores, buenas tardes, buenas
gosh.
noches, and just like gone off.
Okay, well, I'm glad you didn't go.
I'm
Aw.
kidding. But
It was already bad enough with the server, like trying to bring out the cupcake because it was supposed to be the cupcake was going to come out with the drinks, but she got confused and I was looking to like my left and not trying to, have AJ start looking that way. So the server's just going back and forth, like rocking. Do I go
No.
with the cupcake or do I stay back? I'm like, cut over here with the freaking cupcake already.
oh my god.
I was just I figured it wasn't going to happen, so I wasn't even paying attention. Because typically I would have caught on to that, like, oh, he's looking over there more, or,
Oh, one more thing with the cupcake. The server lit a candle, right? Because for our anniversary, which was in December of last year.
You're early for this year.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I should have known better. Like I should have said, "Oh, it's our anniversary of the first day we met."
It's going to be
It
the
was
next
actually
day.
the next day.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Oh, interesting.
So candles lit. I'm on my knee. I'm asking her 3 times. The last time I asked, she's like, "Wait, what? Seriously? Are you for reals?" I blew out the candle because I was
Did
like
the
on my
candle-
knee. I was like, "Hello, ring." And the
funny.
candle just
Okay,
blew out.
it was a lot more romantic than what you're saying, okay?
It was.
Jeez.
She's.
Cut me some slack. I was just so,
She
like,
goes,
I was so
"Are
confused.
you for real? Oh, you blew out the candle." I'm like, "Babe, will you marry me? Yes or no?"
Wait, I actually said that?
You kind of did. And I was like, "Really? You care about the candle?"
Oh, my God.
But what they're missing from their story is that in the background there was like birds chirping and everything was moving in slow motion and you can see like all the colors flying. So yeah, that's what they're missing, right?
It was magical. It's so weird to think that amount of time has passed since we had our first date. But looking back at the photos, because I think all but one time we did not take a photo when we had dinner. It just looking back at that first photo, it's like, wow, that seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
It's so cliche, but it's true.
It is very true. I got a question for you, though, before we wrap up this part of the conversation. Since there was only one other family.
We do not have a date.
What's that?
I was like, no, we do not have a date.
Oh, no, that's not what I was going to ask, but I'm glad you answered it because I'm sure somebody was going to ask. Actually, I have two. One, how was the cupcake? And two,
amazing.
The family that was sitting right next to your table, since it was pretty empty, since they kind of knew what was going on, at any point, did you get like the gist? Like, were they like, you know, like, oh my God, here it is. Oh my God, it's going to happen. Did they kind of give anything away, like, to you?
Not to me.
It's
no.
funny because I heard them say, well, that's a first. I've never seen a proposal here before. But then they weren't like hinting like, oh my God, this is the moment. This is going to be cool. You know, it was weird because when I was on my knee, and mind you, they're right next to us.
Right next to it.
So
like,
I'm looking at AJ, and then I look down, and I just see the guy just like kind of staring at me, and I'm like, okay, awkward. AJ, will you marry me? And he's just like, they're just looking, you know? It wasn't like, oh my gosh, she's going to say yes. It was just like this blank stare.
Wow.
But they were, how many? 4 or
There was
5?
like 5 of them.
But they were all adults.
Yeah.
So there weren't any kids or anything.
Interesting.
But yeah, all adults.
Wow.
But honestly, like, I didn't even know that they were there because my back was towards them. So I couldn't see anyone else in the room but VJ.
Nice. Well, that's a great
special.
story. Thank you for sharing it with all of us. I'm super happy for you guys. Again, I'm sorry that we weren't able to make it out. But, hey, once you guys have a date for the wedding, you know, we'll make sure that we can plan on actually being at that one.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, before we move on, do you guys want to tell us a little bit about surviving a hurricane and what you guys saw in Aulani and a little bit more about Duffy's new friend? Or he's a little turtle, right?
That sings.
He
a singing turtle.
They heard him singing.
I don't know this story.
And they visited him. Okay, so while we were at Aulani, I think maybe a couple weeks before that, Olu was released. So that's Duffy's new friend. So I guess this is the story of Olu. As Mickey and Duffy sailed the islands on a quest to find the perfect birthday present for Shelly Mae, rhythmic sounds of an ukulele called to them over the ocean, leading them to a cozy cove and to Olu, a kind-hearted turtle playing happy music. Precious.
That is precious.
And he has a hidden Mickey on his little shin and on his shell.
Oh, that's cool. I saw the little shirt that he has on with all the little ukuleles on it. That's super cool. I like his little hat, too.
Yeah, that's the big plush, and that was sold out.
Really?
Yeah, that is sold out. Like.
And the backpack, or, you know, the bag purse.
We actually met a couple who follow us on YouTube and Instagram. And they're like, oh, you guys are here. And they wanted to say hi. So we said hi to them while we were at the store, and all the chaos is behind us. Like, literally, when the cast members were stocking the shelves, people were just grabbing. And there was a limit of 10, you know, and was it 10 or was it more or less? I think it was 10.
It was 10.
So,
which
like,
is actually a lot.
Keychains, the magnets, the pass holder, 2 pins, and a couple other stuff. But people were just grabbing and just stuffing their basket with whatever they could get. And the cast member was like, oh, it's 10, you know, it's a limit of 10. They're like, oh, we'll just have 4 people stand in line. So I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
But so we kind of just grabbed as many we just grabbed as many as we could. And then, you know, we were just going to like put back whatever we didn't need, you know, because a lot of friends were hitting us up saying, hey, could you grab us something? And, so AJ had a basket, and this lady started grabbing from AJ's basket.
What?
That was in AJ's arm.
I had no idea, too. VJ saw it.
I was like, hey,
just like,
what are you doing?
la.
She's like, oh. Like the surprised look.
Just,
like, oh, I can't take from the basket? That's not okay? I'm like, no.
Wow.
Get out of here, crazy lady. So it was pretty nuts over there.
Memories.
It sounds like that Friends episode where Monica goes out for the wedding dress, and they're all like fighting for them. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
They're all like trying to rip it apart from each other.
yeah. That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
It was nuts in there.
Dude.
So luckily we kind of made friends with some of the cast members, so they were like, "Oh, just come back at this time. We have a feeling a shipment might come in." Wink, wink. We're like, "Oh, okay."
So did you
So
get
that's
any?
cool. But yeah, we got
some pass holder, neck thingies. What are they called? They're called pass holders, but they go over your neck,
and it's just the
like
head
a
of
plush head in the middle.
Oh, nice.
We got keychains, magnets, coin purses. I think that was it.
yeah. We got everything that was available, except for the pin.
I wish I would have known about it before, because I would have asked to see if you guys could pick up like one of the plushes or something for the Walk for Hope auctions.
Do we have anything? We might have something.
Yeah, I
that
need
we
to
could auction
double
off.
check. Since we were actually still out of our house when we went on the Alani trip, I kind of still haven't really unpacked and gone through that bag. So that's going to need to happen soon. So once that happens, we'll let you know.
Yeah,
But
if
I'm
you
pretty
do,
sure there would be something.
if you do, great. If not, it's not a big deal. We'll find other stuff to auction off. But in case you guys are wondering what we're talking about, the next Teamboat Willie event is set. We're going to be walking in City of Hope's Walk for Hope event. This event, it's, for me, I mean, not to bring the podcast down, but for me, it means something, a lot more special, because in the last 2 weeks, we lost one of our coworkers to ovarian cancer. And it's been super hard on our entire department, because 6 months ago, we lost one of our fundraisers to brain cancer. And it's just been a really awkward and bad year for us, because it's what we fight for on a daily basis to raise money to, to help people. And I mean, the walk for us now has taken on a whole new meaning, so if you guys have ever lost or know somebody that has suffered from any type of cancer, you understand that it's just a horrible, horrible thing that can happen to somebody, regardless of the type, whether it's a woman's or men's cancer or pediatric. It sucks so much. And yeah, it's super hard. And I think this year, we really want to put forth an effort to try to help as many people as possible, and hopefully we can raise a really good amount of money. We'll be walking on that morning. We're excited because Bob Chapek is going to be there. Bob Chapek is, set to be the guy that's going to take over for Bob Iger once Bob finally steps down. He's kind of in charge of all of the resorts and merchandising and all that stuff. And we got word in one of our meetings this last week that Mickey and Minnie are going to be there in their tracksuits, the way that they are for like the Chalk Walk
cool.
and some of these other events. So it's going to be very Disney-fied. And so if you're a Disney fan and you want to support an amazing cause, you could do it in one of a few ways, actually. You can either join our team and raise money, walk with us that day. Just go to teamboatwillie.com for more information. There you will find links to either just donate to the team, donate to one of our personal fundraising efforts. If you do decide to join and raise money, just know that you don't actually have to make it out that morning. You can just help our efforts raise the money, and you'll be there in spirit. So if you have something else to do, or you're states away and just can't make it, every dollar counts. And so if you want to challenge your friends to just donate $1, I've heard that every person knows at least 20 people. And if every person that we knew had a $1 donation from each of those 20 people, we could raise a lot of money. It could create an amazing chain reaction. So again, more information, teamboatwillie.com. Simple to remember because it's like Mickey's Steamboat Willie, but without the S. And if you guys can make it out, we would truly appreciate it, and we would love to see you guys there. All right, yeah, that was the crazy little valley there. So sorry to bring the podcast crashing down, guys.
Oh,
You didn't.
So let's shift gears here for a second. Last week we ended up talking about the Mary Poppins Returns trailer, and I wanted to also talk about the Captain Marvel trailer, but Gavin's not a Marvel fan.
He isn't?
Really? I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with him. But
someone was watching Winter Soldier.
That's true. He was
this past week, and we were all shocked.
Thanks, Charlie.
We were shocked. I'm just waiting for him to get up to Infinity War and the snap. That's all I'm waiting for. But I know Melissa was super psyched about talking about this, and unfortunately she could not join us. She had to deal with something else right now. But can we talk about the Captain Marvel trailer real quick? Because I'm like half excited and half confused, but like more excited than confused.
I would have to concur.
Okay, so maybe I should start this off because I have not read comics. I don't even know who Captain Marvel is. I'm sorry for being that person, but I love Marvel. Okay, I just got it out there.
All right.
I mean, you're still one step higher than Gavin, so.
At least you've seen most of the Marvel films.
I know. She's seen all of them.
Past Thor.
So why are you confused?
Because Samuel L. Jackson looks so young.
Has both eyes.
Well, isn't it? It's a prequel to all of the movies prior to Iron Man.
It is. So I'm not confused. Like, what's going on? It was a lame attempt at a joke. Hashtag dad joke. Actually, I am excited about this film because it does take place in the 80s, and in the opening scene of the trailer, you see a blockbuster. I'm sorry, the 90s.
Wait, is it 80s
in the
or
90s?
90s?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, it takes
I
place
was
in
like,
the 90s.
wait a second. The first scene is blockbuster, and I was like, wait a second.
You're right. So it is 90s.
It has to be in the 90s.
It is 90s. I jumped the gun there, but super excited because I guess only one of those exists now, somewhere in Alaska.
One?
Yeah, like in the whole world, like one blockbuster exists in Alaska now.
Rest in peace.
I know, seriously. And so the entire, in case you guys don't know the story, Captain Marvel is Carol Danvers, and there's VJ. You were talking about this earlier, how Captain Marvel's origin story in the comics is very similar to something called a Green Lantern.
Something called a Green Lantern.
What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, I'm not familiar
They're all
with...
wearing green also.
I'm not familiar with the Green Lantern story.
I've never heard of a Green Lantern in the MCU.
Of course not in the MCU, but the other studio.
It's part of the Dark Knight series.
Martha.
Oh my God. You know someone named
say
Martha
that
too?
But yeah, when I saw, totally excited for this movie, but the trailer did seem kind of familiar, like Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, because like she's part of a team that has all these different races, kind of like how Green Lantern is. If you don't know Green Lantern,
I don't.
So it just reminded me of Green Lantern. So, but obviously Captain Marvel is said to be the most powerful hero that they have in the MCU, correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. As far as I know, she is.
She is.
Yeah.
And that's what I have a hard time seeing. For me, Brie Larson is not that person for me. But she was in, oh my gosh, what was she in? My phone's updating. And we saw her and we're like, whoa, that's your Captain Marvel, VJ. Right there.
Okay. I'm bringing up her IMDb right now. She was in Kong Skull Island.
No.
She was in Jay-Z Family Feud featuring Beyonce. Bitter Orange, Short Term 2, Don Juan, The Spectacular Now, 21 Jump Street, The League.
It was, no.
No.
It was before that.
Sleepover, 13 going on 30.
It was Sleepover. It was on like a month ago or whatever. And with Alexa Vega, Spy Kids girl.
Sure.
And it was just on and we're like, oh, that's Brie Larson. What? And that movie came out. I don't know. It came out a long time ago. She played a mean girl.
But look, I mean, she's all grown up now. And now she's a superhero. and she's about to
Trying to be a
save.
superhero.
Oh, I think she is a superhero.
We shall see.
I do like how they're going to be going just straight into the action and doing just the flashbacks on how she was, how she was part of Earth.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be weird seeing, like, what's his name from Guardians? Ronan?
Yeah.
Right? Because he's part of the
Hawkeye.
Kree, right? Is he part of the Kree?
I have no idea.
So
Wait, what?
I believe the Kree is basically like the team that Captain Marvel's a part of.
Okay.
And that's remember in part of the trailer she punches that old lady?
Yes.
So there's this rumor of like shapeshifters that were part of Earth, and some of them actually were in like part of Shield. Yeah, so some shapeshifters actually got into Shield, and that's why there's all this chaos going on in the world. But her punching that old lady, I believe, was a shapeshifter.
Oh, interesting.
So
Well, yeah, I don't think she's gonna.
I mean,
she'd
she
be the
doesn't go
worst
around beating
captain
up
ever.
old ladies, right?
Yeah.
you never know. I mean, that old lady probably took the last video copy of Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, no. You don't do that. You don't do that. So I had to do a little bit of research, right? Because I had no idea what that Green Lantern thing was when you mentioned it. So I had to do a little bit of research, and I found out that in the original comics, Carol Danvers was actually introduced as the love interest of the original Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
And so
right.
Captain Marvel was a Kree warrior. That's that's where I had heard that word before. And so there was like this massive explosion, and because of that explosion, it was called like the psych magnetron or something like that. Carol Danvers' DNA was kind of merged with Marvel's. And then that's how she kind of got the powers of Captain Marvel. So it's kind of like this weird osmosis thing as to how she got them in the comic books. And then something happened to Captain Marvel, or Marvel as he was known on Earth, and she took over as Captain Marvel, going forward. But what happened in this one is I believe it was the screenwriter, Nicole Perlman, had talked a little bit about how exactly what you were talking about, BJ, how it was just so much like that lantern thing that she's like, no, we got to change this. Like, we don't want it to be about a light being turned on somewhere. And actually, this is a quote. It says, if you were just going to do a straight adaptation of the comics, her origin story is very similar to Green Lantern. And obviously, that's not what we want to do. That's where a lot of the reinvention needed to happen. So now, like you said, they're going to introduce her storyline as part of all of these little vignettes, and they're changing her origin story, which the MCU has never done before. Ant-Man. But, I think they're going to change it. One, I'm glad that they're changing it so that it's not about turning on a green light somewhere in the universe. But more importantly, I'm glad they're using this as the catalyst for the next phase of the MCU.
Yeah.
Down.
That's
Excited. Definitely excited.
With Infinity War just around the corner, I mean, we don't know who's going to survive, right? I mean, we obviously know that some of those characters are coming back. I mean, as much as it pains me to say, I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, I'm pretty certain Tony's not going to survive. I mean, after years of doing Iron Man, I'm sure Robert Downey Jr. wants to move on to doing something else. Like, he can't be the center of this franchise anymore because he's not going to be around much longer. Chris Evans is already, leaving as well. Like, he's getting ready to leave. And Chris Hemsworth, I think, has maybe 1 or 2 more movies. I'm not exactly sure, but he's going to be leaving soon. So obviously they really have to start molding the next phase of the MCU with some of these other characters. And even if we don't know who they are, that's fine, because when you think of how the MCU started, the fact that they took the B team, and they put them at the forefront and they built this empire out of it. I'm excited to see what's going to come next, especially with Captain Marvel and like Black Panther at the helm of all of that.
Yeah, it's exciting to see what may or may not happen. I don't know, with everything going on with Guardians, how there may not be a part 3.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just, if I was Kevin Feige, I'd be like, okay, what are we going to do? Because I believe they're going to be bringing in another team to Marvel where it's not as popular. It's not going to be X-Men, but another, what is it called?
The Eternals.
Yeah, so Marvel's going to be bringing in the Eternals, and they're actually going to have their own movie. And it's like, who are these? I mean, maybe it's going to be like another Guardians where you're just like, who are the Guardians? And then it's just going to be this big thing.
I mean, if
Wow.
anybody can pull that off, obviously it's Kevin Feige and his team, right?
Right.
Because we've had a look at the Eternals before, or was it? No, we had a look at the Celestials inside of Guardians, and we've talked about them as part of the MCU before. Yeah, I mean, I think the better characters are not always the ones that are, the most popular. And I think that's where you have, like, some of the stories that they come out with. I mean, some of the graphic novels are just great. And if they start pulling some of the stories from these graphic novels, man, the MCU is something that is just going to live for decades and decades and decades and decades. Especially now with the Fox
and I think
deal.
I think they're bringing in all these names or groups or superheroes that we don't really know, because they could change up their origin and give them different powers if needed, because so many people, you could say, like, oh, Spider-Man's not supposed to be this, Peter Parker's not going to do that, where's Mary Jane, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so many people are used to, like, it has to be this, so for Marvel to, like, with the Eternals, I have no idea who's part of it. I know a couple of them, but it's like they switch out so much, like, okay, totally new, I'm excited for them, and what are they going to bring? Is Deadpool going to be part of them?
That'd be funny.
BJ would like that.
Oh,
I'm sure a lot of people would like that.
Was in... If Deadpool's in Infinity War, I would lose. My head would just explode in the theater.
Yeah.
I'm sure many people
BJ wouldn't know what to do.
Everybody would be like, what the beep? It'd be an Easter egg at the very end, too. Be like, oh my gosh.
If at the end he's just like, yeah, I wanted to be a part of this whole thing, but they didn't really let me, so here I am.
That'd be a good little Easter egg.
He's like, I told you I was a part of it. At the very end.
I'm not in training anymore.
Does Rogue from X-Men get her powers from Captain Marvel?
Whoa.
Didn't she steal
I don't know.
her powers?
Let's see.
Because that'd be a cool... I think that's how she got her powers.
Oh, so I just did a quick internet search, and it looks like she does absorb Mrs. Marvel's psyche and Kree powers.
Right? See?
Dude, I had no
Could be
idea. That's
something.
super cool.
Right?
Is that how she gets, like, the white swish in her hair?
White strap, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ah, man.
Oh.
So can you imagine? Like, that would just open up so many doors.
Well, I mean, if you guys checked out the Captain Marvel trailer, leave us your thoughts on it. Head on over to podketeers.com/224 if you guys haven't had a chance to see it. I'm super excited about this, especially considering what it's going to bring to the table when it comes to Avengers 4. And like I said, as much as it pains me to say, I feel it. I mean, just like AJ had her premonitions about what was happening, at the Tam O'Shanter, like what was happening. I have the same thing. I'm having these Raven visions that
Bringing it full circle,
that
huh?
Tony's just not going to survive. So if that's really the case and Captain Marvel's going to be at the helm of the next phase of the MCU, considering she is the most powerful character that they're bringing to the table as part of this fight, and Ant-Man is coming along, and the Wasp, and apparently we're getting Hawkeye back. It's maybe as Ronin. I mean, it's unconfirmed. It might be happening. I'm just saying. I'm super excited about the next phase of the MCU. So, anyway, let's shift over to some park stuff. First of all, did you guys try the Mickey Oreos?
We sure did.
The birthday cake?
Yeah, the birthday cake one. The what do they call them? The Mickey's Spectacular or 90th Spectacular. I don't even know what they're called. But they're the special Oreos. They're in a white package. They're labeled for Mickey's 90th anniversary. What did you guys think about them?
They're really tasty.
Yes, they are birthday cake flavored. And are there 3 designs?
Yeah, there are 3 different designs on it.
3 designs. And they're so good. But fun fact, I think they were,
2.
for 2 cookies, it's 160 calories.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
oh.
say this very
Yeah,
often.
but they're good.
But it's Disney calories, so it doesn't really count.
Oh, so then there's 0.
Perfect.
There's 0.
Let's have
I
7.
will eat the package.
Yeah. Gosh.
I don't say this very often because you guys know me. I like sweets, right? I bit into one of those cookies and I thought this is super sweet.
It is.
It
But then
is
it tones it's like a real quick roller coaster because the first time I bit into it, it was like you said, super sweet, but then it just toned down like a regular Oreo cookie, for me at least.
Yeah.
And then the next couple ones I ate, I was like, oh, not so super sweet as I thought it was going to be. So I had 5.
I still have only had 1.
Maybe your body just adjusted to it. Because I know, I mean, I had milk with mine. So after about 12 cookies, I should be ashamed to say that, actually. But after like 12 cookies, at the end, I know what you're talking about. Like, I kind of had that, like, it's just an Oreo again. But, I mean, it's so cute because it's got those little sprinkles inside of the cream and everything. But it's super cool how they totally smashed that birthday cake flavor into it. The outside Oreo shell, just Oreo. It's a cookie. It's got the Mickey face and the 60 or what did you call it? That looks like go instead of 90. What's the
When you're
third
taking
design?
a selfie with it, then yes.
Is it like a?
It's like a confetti or the hat
Gotcha,
with
okay.
the like whatever the
They're around here somewhere.
over there on top of the
noisemakers?
bread basket.
The noisemakers.
Yeah, noisemakers. That's what it is. A noisemaker.
So yeah, I mean, if you guys get a chance to try them out, they're pretty much available everywhere. I thought it was gonna be
You could even buy it on eBay.
for
Oh,
like
wow.
$80.
$80. Are they sold out?
No, you can get them
No.
at Target. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at most supermarkets. I saw them at Stater Brothers the other day here in Southern California. So
Yeah, Stater Brothers, Target.
Yeah.
I mean, all your
they're
grocery stores.
pretty much available
It's just
everywhere.
it is funny though. Like on eBay, they're selling for like $15, $10, and I'm trying to see like $30 for 3 packs.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's like,
insane.
jeez.
It's kind of insane. Either way, just go pay $3 at the Target for them.
I know,
It's so simple. It's just
At the
cookies, guys.
Target.
It's just cookies.
but they're Mickey cookies.
You know, this whole thing about trying to sell them on eBay, and I think it was last episode when I was talking about it, where I was saying that I gotta respect the hustle, right? Because if you're trying to make money, this is what your business is about. All right, cool. I get it. I respect it. But I think it was Gavin that said it loses its magic a little bit because
It definitely does. I definitely agree to that.
you know, we were talking about the mansion Funko that I tried to get
Mm-hmm.
like 15 minutes later than most people, and it was completely sold out. And then you're talking about this Olu plush where it was like a limit of 10. That's insane.
10 per style.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't know if it's 10 because it's Aulani and most people can't make it out there. But, I mean, you guys know we ran into the problem with the popcorn bucket, you know, which I guess Gavin was right because they did trickle them out because all of a sudden, magically, they're back in stock this week.
Yeah, because that's what I heard too. And when I feel bad for not getting it for you because I was like, dude, there's tons of them. And the lead that was working, she's like, oh, there's going to be a lot. So don't even worry about it.
May I interject? I knew that was a kiss of death. Once BJ said that, I was like, you shouldn't have got it. You should have gotten it because you never know.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't this huge 3-hour line like it was for the alien popcorn bucket,
Yeah.
you know? So that's why I was like, maybe it's not going to be as popular as people that like the Oogie Boogie ones. They're still at the park, you know?
But
granted,
isn't it
last
second
year's
press, though? Or isn't it like second or
yes,
third press
this
for
is the
Oogie?
second. This is the second one. Yeah. So maybe that's why.
And the crazy thing about when you texted us saying, hey, do you want this popcorn bucket? It was like Friday night. Like it was Friday evening already. And it was really late. And we figured, okay, well, if they're gone by Friday, they're going to be gone by Friday, right? But it was
Right.
it was late on Friday, and we figured, well, we're gonna be there the next morning because we're throwing Mickey's birthday party, and we're gonna be there for community day for Pokemon. They can't be sold out, especially if you're seeing this many. Sure enough, they were gone. And I just thought, well, this reeks, because now we don't have the Funko, we don't have the popcorn bucket, but our friend Jason, who has been on the podcast before, who works down at the Erebus Brothers, down at Walt Disney World, doing that amazing glass work, has come to our rescue and is donating one of the popcorn cauldron buckets for us to auction off for City of Hope. And for the people that end up bidding the most on that popcorn bucket, they're also going to throw in one of their t-shirts for free.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty awesome. So thank you to our friends over
awesome.
At Inspired on Main.
Is the popcorn gonna still be in the bucket?
I hope not.
Is that another added bonus?
No, I hope not.
There's a surprise.
And if it is, when it gets to me, it won't be. Because y'all know I loves me my Disneyland popcorn. So I'm happy.
That's cool.
When he sent me the message, I was just over the moon about it. So Jason, thank you very much. We truly appreciate it. Jason's also part of the FGP Squad. So, I mean, it's even more special that the FGP Squad is really stepping up to help us raise money for City of Hope. If you guys don't know what the FGP Squad is, we like to call them our podcast Fairy Godparents. They call themselves the FGP Squad. We call them our Fairy Godparents because they help us out with a monthly contribution via Patreon. You could do so for as little as $1 a month, but if you sign up for at least a contribution of $5 or more, you will also get the exclusive Fairy Godparent button as a thank you for your support. Thank you guys to all of the members of the FGP Squad. Represent and helping us out in more ways than one. So thank you guys.
You the real MVP.
Yeah.
So speaking of Haunted Mansion, our friend Paul got to go to the Disney Parks meetup here at Disneyland.
Super cool.
He sent us a little audio clip telling us what he experienced over there. So here's Paul.
Hey, Podketeers. I was lucky enough to attend the Disney Parks blog Halloween meetup. I always love going to these events because you always get to see a different side of the park that you normally don't get to see when you're just inside of it. This year, the main part of the event was held at the shores of Rivers of America. It's that walkway area right by the Hungry Bear restaurant. I really like the setup this time. They had some familiar things going on where they had somebody who was painting and carving out pumpkins. They also had somebody doing some airbrushing and tattooing for free. Also, they had a couple of photo ops that they had in that area also. My main thing for it was pretty much trying to try out all the holiday desserts that they had for free. As you sat down, they also had some various entertainment featuring the Scarolers, aka the West Beat Sings band, and also they had a meet and greet with Jack and Sally. After that, they saved the Haunted Mansion for the blog guests. It was fun to get into it. It's just pretty much just another walk-on, especially for you had like an hour to pretty much ride that ride. At the end of the night, of course, they gave away a gift bag, and in it was a plush doll of either Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, or Donald, and they were all in their Halloween clothes. Also, came with a Mickey Rice Krispie treat and a Disney Parks blog t-shirt. I always recommend trying to go to these events, even though they're really hard to get into. So I would always try to keep my eyes peeled on their website or even going onto their Twitter and checking when they actually tweet out these links. So definitely check them out if you get the chance to. But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So that was cool. Thanks a lot, Paul, for sending us that audio clip.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you for going and doing it for those who can't.
Like us. I swear those Disney Parks blog meetups are like, you have to get the golden ticket. I mean, you must be hanging out on your phone and any social media device and just like waiting.
True that. Like hashtag fixed. I mean, doesn't it feel like that sometimes?
Yeah. It seems like the same people are the ones that go all the time.
And look, I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to hate, right? But I mean,
I know, we just want to
I just want a piece of the pie too. Yeah.
Not that Paul is one of those people. He actually doesn't get to go all the time. But it does seem like a lot of the same people that we follow on Instagram get to go, and I'm like, hey, maybe they have an inside track that we don't.
Yeah.
But for me, I would like it to be kind of like how you have to win a pair of Nikes or Adidas, where they'll have the link open up for a whole day and then they'll raffle off, like actually just, pick random 300 guests to go. I think that would be a lot better than like, because whenever I send you guys a link or something, it's already done, and that's within 2 minutes. It's crazy.
Yeah, no joke, dude. I turned on Twitter notifications because of the last one that you sent us that I didn't get a chance to go to, because I think by the time that you sent it, it was already maybe like 30, 45 minutes later. And at that point, I thought, okay, well, it's probably gone. And sure enough, I went to it, and it was all sold out. Like, the tickets weren't available. And so
Right.
I purposely turned on Twitter notifications for stuff like this. And I received the notification while I was at work, but I wasn't, like, in a meeting. I wasn't anything. Like, I was literally on a break when this happened, okay? And as soon as I went to the link to try to get tickets, it said that it was already sold out.
You're like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I just don't get it.
Yeah. I think we need to get a bot, like pay for one of those bots that it's like the ones I used to
Those
buy.
are not
for
legal.
getting
We do not
shoes.
endorse those.
But at least we'll get to go.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I like your idea. The fact that they could make it a lottery, I think, would help a lot of people that do want to go. But if anybody does have some kind of like cool, like fast track thing that we don't know about that you want to introduce us to, we'd love to go. Introduce us
Seriously.
to this thing.
We'll give you all our information. Just get the tickets for us. We'll see. Shout out to our friend Anna, who listens in Florida. She actually signed up for us, but she was in a panic. She didn't remember our last names, and she just put it under her name. So I was like, "Oh, great. Well, you can't transfer it, so I don't think we're gonna be able to go." We didn't even try because I was like, I am not gonna get denied, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be all sad that I can't go. So, but thank you, Anna, for trying. We appreciate it. But
Yes, thank you so much. Maybe next
Yeah,
time.
maybe next time. That's fine.
Fingers crossed for next time.
I mean, maybe you could legally change your name to go. At least
for the day.
temporarily.
Hazen, I think, is willing to do that.
Maybe just temporarily. Oh, man.
But it looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks
Definitely
like
looked like a
it.
lot of
It looks
fun.
like it was a lot of fun. I was watching some people's posts from Instagram, and I enjoyed some of the things that they saw. I think meeting the people that post, to the social accounts for Disneyland was pretty cool. Getting a chance to try some of the food and everything. But I mean, we're still gonna get a chance to go to the parks and try all that stuff anyway. We just didn't get a chance to do it as part of this meetup, but it's all good.
True.
I mean, we're gonna be heading down very soon for Mickey's Halloween party, and Gavin just went too. So I mean, we can talk about all of that once we end up going. This is the second year that we're surprising our kids with it. So
Awesome.
I know that they're gonna lose it once we get there and they know what we're there for.
But are you gonna dress up this time, Hazen?
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna
What are you gonna
dress
be?
up as Hazen.
I knew it.
What am I supposed to dress up as?
Oogie boogie.
So wear a potato sack.
Hey, you know what? When I was leaving that night where I was like, hey, they have a ton of these popcorn cauldrons. You'll be fine tomorrow. It was actually a night of a Halloween party. And some of the costumes that come through, I'm like, wow, these people are
Yeah.
like Comic-Con cosplayers.
Yeah.
For sure. There was actually a bunch of princesses that came in. I'm like, oh man, you guys are giving
They let 'em
the
in?
actual Disney princesses a good run for their money.
They let 'em
yeah,
in?
but they did. They were told that they could not take pictures with guests.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, because there's this one Princess Aurora. I was like, dang, she looks like straight up the cartoon. It was pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, but she didn't. Yeah, but she somebody tried to take a picture with her in line, and she's like, "I'm sorry, security said I can't." I'm sure she wanted to,
Yeah.
but
Well, I mean, some of the cosplayers, I mean, their costumes are sometimes better than the ones at the park.
yeah,
And
Right?
I'm sorry to say that, but I mean, some of them, just some of the magic that they pull off, I mean, it's so amazing. So shout out to all of the cosplayers out there, because that's a rough gig, dude. To top every single outfit that you do for all of these conventions and stuff that you go to, my hat is off to them, because anybody that can build an Iron Man suit that's actually working for a con, I'm just saying, please make one in my size. I will take
Hulkbuster at least.
Yes, I will take a
Hazen will
Hulkbuster.
be the Hulkbuster.
Come on, big guy, come on out. No.
That's funny.
Sun's getting real low.
Hey, so since we're in the park now, I wanted to bring something up because I was a little confused about this, and I'm sure there was a lot of people that were confused about reading this when it came out, because the OC Register officially announced that Disneyland has said that they're going to be getting rid of chairs and benches throughout the park.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so I wanted to get, your comments on this, because I mean, I know how I feel about it, but I mean, you guys know better than anybody that I think we all share this love for the park, that we can just go and people watch.
Yep.
We love sitting there,
It's one of
and
the best
we love
things.
Yeah, we love getting the ambiance, and they're taking that away from us. Obviously not in the entire park, but in some of the major sections. Like, I mean, what are your thoughts on this, guys?
So they're not going to take out every bench. They're only taking out certain ones. Like, which ones? Like the hub?
Well, from what it seems...
Main Street?
Yeah, it seems like it's mainly Main Street and the hub area, because after fireworks and after parades, that seems to be one of the most congested areas in the park. Like, I understand what they're trying to do, but didn't they do something similar to this at Walt Disney World? Like, wasn't there more benches, and didn't they clear out some area in front of Cinderella Castle for this?
I mean, there's definitely not that many benches over there whenever we go to see fireworks and everything.
So I wonder if it was an experiment there, and they saw that it worked, and they're bringing it here now.
But there's so many tourists at Magic Kingdom versus Disneyland. I mean, it's not, Disneyland is nowhere as big as, Magic Kingdom, where everybody's standing there. Like, you would have to see at Disneyland, you have to go right up to basically the sidewalk, so you could actually get good seats to see the fireworks. But at Magic Kingdom, it's like, you can't go that close, because if you go that close, you're not seeing anything. You're not seeing any fireworks. You'll be like, oh, I think they're going off. You actually have to go back.
Oh, interesting.
I did that on my first visit. I was too close to the castle and missed most of Wishes because I was too close. Lesson learned. That was when I was a newbie, though.
Every time that I've seen fireworks at Walt Disney World, I get a great visual.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You do?
I mean, all those
What about
YouTube
when the Wi-Fi
videos,
is down?
I mean, all the YouTube videos that the Disney
Yeah.
blogs have posted, they look fantastic.
Right.
Best seat in the house.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it just kind of worries me, because if you are in an area, like, that sometimes the restaurants like Jolly Holiday, Plaza Inn, Carnation Cafe, they get super full sometimes, and they don't really have a lot of area to sit to begin with. And so if you go and you buy yourself a donut, a churro, a Dole Whip, or whatever the case is, sometimes you just want to sit down and enjoy that. And the biggest problem that I see with them removing these benches or all of this seating is that people are just going to begin to post up on the street.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be like Shanghai. You'll see those videos of just people just sitting in the castle or just anywhere they can.
Yeah.
You have to you're going to have to step over people. Excuse me, pardon me, trying to get through here. That's I don't know how that's going to be. I mean, like you said, there's not that many benches already. But maybe like the Tropical Hideaway they're gonna send people over there. You want to sit down? Sit over there.
But isn't the Tropical Hideaway meant to be like an actual eating venue, not just like a kickback?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I don't know, but I feel you. Like, that's. I mean, when my parents would, when my grandmother used to come to the park, she would like sit down and just watch and just, oh, you kids do your own thing.
Yeah.
Like, where are the grandparents going to be sitting down? It's like you're forced to either get a wheelchair, or for the older people, or forced to bring one of those canes that have a seat with it.
Yeah.
And I think that would be more problematic than just keeping the seats or the benches.
Yeah.
And don't they move the benches for VIP viewing too for some of the
Yes.
parades and
That
fireworks?
is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do move them.
So I wonder if they're still going to have those VIP viewing areas now, or if they're going
Yeah.
to have a special set that they bring out just for the VIP viewing. I mean, again, in all fairness, it's still pretty unclear what exactly is going to go, because Disney is very in tune with the needs of their guests. And I think
Right.
they're in tune more than any other entertainment company out there. So a lot of the changes that they make in the park seem to be unfavorable to a lot of guests, and primarily those that frequent the park like we do. To us, it seems more like an inconvenience because we're there so much, right? And so for people that come once a year or once every 2 years, I try to put myself in their shoes, and I think, well, how much more of an inconvenience is it for them where they saved up for an entire year or saved up for an entire 2 years, and they can't even enjoy the park the way that it was meant to be enjoyed because it's just full of us. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, I try to see the other side of the coin as well, and I think Disney's doing their best to balance all of that out. And the first step was raising prices. And when that didn't work, now they're trying something different. And Galaxy's Edge, is one of those things where they're trying to route traffic to the back of the park, enhancing Paradise Pier into Pixar Pier. I think was another move by Disney in order to try to alleviate some of that traffic. And, adding things to the park is going to be a really huge part about how they try to solve this problem. But with Galaxy's Edge opening next summer, it feels like it's only going to get worse.
Right. I mean, there's not like that many benches to begin with, but I really don't see the reason why they have to take it out. I mean, I don't even use the benches that much anyway. Most of the time we're just trying to dodge them when they're moving them for the fireworks. Like, we have to go around the benches.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really tough situation. I can understand why it's a difficult decision for them to do something like this, but if I'm not mistaken, I think that was one of the biggest contributors to the flow of traffic that was generated at Magic Kingdom, especially right about the hub area. And honestly, I mean, I would rather they move all of these benches out of the way and don't make a rash decision like, we'll get rid of all the plants and all the trees in the hub and just leave the partner statue, which would obviously clear up a lot more space, but the
Right.
visual would be so different and it would be so removed from what was originally there. I would rather the benches be gone than something like that,
True. I mean, who knows? Maybe in the future they're going to have, and I've said this to AJ before, I'm like, they need to have these planners that go into the ground. So then anywhere you sit would be a great view for fireworks. But obviously it's not like Walt Disney World where it's a second, you're on the second level. There's no first level where it could all go down to, but that'd be kind of cool, right?
That is a good idea.
Maltink, just shrink these trees down just for the fireworks, please. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a
Do us a
super
solid,
cool
thanks.
idea. Man, I like that. If they can make that happen, foldable trees. It's the wave of the future. Where's the Monsanto house now?
That'd be funny.
All right, well, I mean, if you guys have any ideas about how you think Disney can alleviate traffic, aside from, removing these benches, join the conversation and leave us a comment over on Facebook, Instagram, or on Twitter. We'd love to hear your ideas, and maybe we can share them in an upcoming episode. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Is it time for us to try to go get
boy.
one of those orange churros that's supposed to taste like orange, but it's actually candy corn?
No candy corn.
Are you not into that one
I do not like candy corn.
at all? Like, you wouldn't even try it?
Nope.
AJ, are you on
I feel
board?
like candy corn is the same candy corn that's being sold now is exactly the same ones that have been circulating since 1942.
can't sell 'em.
Dude, that's impossible.
Yeah, not a big fan.
Brock's is just making lots of money off of these things.
What about you, AJ? Are you excited about that one?
No.
No? Well, I want to try it
hard
because
pass.
it's orange.
I want to try the churro sundae though.
Oh, yeah. Didn't we talk about making that at one point? Like 6 or 7
Yeah.
months ago, we were like, you should make a churro sundae. Hashtag they're listening.
The face you
just
made with
saying.
that too. Oh my gosh. Real quick, the other the other day we were at Disneyland and we had the beignets over at Royal Street Veranda.
Oh, the pumpkin
Pumpkin
beignets.
ones?
Pumpkin beignets. They were awesome.
Are they
And they're fluffier.
are they pumpkin spice or just pumpkin?
pumpkin
spice.
spice.
Okay. I'm going to take your
No,
word for
it
it.
was even VJ liked it.
Oh,
Like it
interesting.
wasn't. It was like basic, but not too basic.
Okay.
Pumpkin spice.
Because some pumpkin spice stuff borders on tasting like plastic.
No. These definitely did not taste like plastic. The cool thing is, because we're not a big fan of the Mickey beignets, because the ones at Jazz Kitchen Express, I mean, those are just the best beignets in the Disneyland Resort.
Word.
But, and usually the Mickey beignets are basically tortillas because they're so flat. Like, they're not fluffy whatsoever. But these
You're
ones are
laughing, but you know
actually,
it's true.
Yes, I
these ones
know.
are actually tasty. And
They're so fluffy, and they changed them. I don't know when it happened, but if you have not gotten a Mickey shaped beignet, it is so good. So fluffy, different. Try it. You're welcome.
All right. In all fairness, I'm going to try them anyway because as much as I speak ill of pumpkin spice, everything, I do like pumpkin pie. Like, I love pumpkin pie. So,
Deep down, are you just basic inside?
a little bit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but a little
No,
bit.
not at all.
Um,
Not at all. I'm right there with you.
But if you're saying they're as amazing and they change the recipe where they don't feel as paper thin as they did before with just like the splash of whatever they're trying to flavor it with, I'm on board to try it. Because like you said, VJ, the ones outside at Downtown Disney, I prefer those over the ones inside of the resort.
oh yeah, those are so freaking good.
Yeah.
Those are a 10. These ones, I would say they're probably
they're like a 7 or an 8.
Ooh.
but
Okay,
they used to be a,
a 4.
2.
2.
Oh, wow. I'm being generous because I was
know.
giving them like
Yeah.
a 4.
We were very pleasantly surprised.
And I don't mean the pumpkin
Well, I
ones.
mean-
I was talking about the lemon pledge ones and all the other ones that I've tried.
Oh my god.
Those blueberry ones.
Yeah.
Those are
Anyway,
nasty.
I think we need to go try them. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys, before we close up the episode, a quick reminder that if you guys want to help us out, great way to do that is by helping us out the next time you shop on Amazon. Start that journey by going to podketeers.com/Amazon and click on the huge Amazon button. Doing so will take you over to Amazon using our special link, and anything that you buy will earn us a small commission as a thank you from Amazon because you went through the clickety-clackety of going through our page over to Amazon, making your purchase, and it totally helps us out at the end of the month. So everybody that's taking a few extra seconds to type in podketeers.com/Amazon and clicking on that button before your next purchase, thank you guys so much. As I mentioned earlier, if you guys want to help us out on Teamboat Willie, teamboatwillie.com is the best way to do that. It's like Steamboat Willie, but without the S. You'll find information on how you can sign up for the walk there and how you can make a donation if you don't want to join us that day. Also, if you guys can just help us spread the link and just, share it with your friends and let other people know about our efforts to raise money to cure cancer. That's what we're aiming for, to raise money to help create cures for cancer, because cancer is just a horrible, horrible, horrible thing, and we just want to get rid of it. So thank you to everybody that's helping us pass on that information. If you guys want to find us on the YouTubes, youtube.com/Podketeers. This week, I'm going to be catching up with uploading episodes that I haven't been able to do in a really long time because you guys know that when you're editing all them videos, you run out of this thing called hard drive space, and then you can't do nothing. And so I wasn't able to upload really any videos or even work on the chalk walk video. It's because I just haven't had space. Just recently had a chance to clear that up, so I've been catching up. So I'm gonna bombard the YouTube channel with episodes. If that's how you like to consume our content, you got a lot to catch up with. About 8 weeks worth of stuffs. So congratulations, you got stuffs to listen to. Or if you just want to hear the episode again because you like that cool little flashy audio spectrum thing that we put up in the video, then hey, who am I to say don't watch it again? Just go watch it again. Or let it play in the background. That's how we like to get our clicks. So bam, do that. Also, make sure to head over to youtube.com/Disney for2. Sign up for both of our channels. Hit that like button on all of the videos. Ring that little bell icon for notifications whenever new videos are posted. If you guys want to follow any of us, head on over to podketeers.com/team for all of our personal links on Instagram and on Twitter and all that good stuff. And if you send us a message and you're like, hey, what's up? We'll be like, hey, what's up? And then you could be like, how's it going? And we'll be like, we're fine. How about you? And then you could be like, you likes the Disneyland? And we'll be like, yeah, totally. Totes. We do. And then you know, who knows where it goes from there. So it's a conversation. That's what I'm rambling. I want them beignet things. Let's go. Let's go do the beignet thing. Can we go?
I'm down.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. So until next week, here is to Beers, Cheers, and Mickey Ears. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye. See you real soon.
Toodaloo.